Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to be making a coconut pound cake or a coconut loaf cake. I want to make this as moist as possible, so I'm going to be using coconut milk and desiccated coconut as the flavouring. The coconut milk should help to keep it quite moist. And before I started, I've put my oven on. I'm preheating it to 180 Celsius, that's 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit, and I've lined a loaf tin. This is a 2 pound or 900 gram loaf tin with parchment paper, so I've greased the inside and then put the parchment paper in, but you could actually just grease it and then flour the inside and that should work just as well. I've lined it with paper because it's easier to take out if you have a lip of paper all around the top. And for the ingredients, I have 225 grams of plain flour, and into that I'm going to put a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of salt, and I'll mix that round in a minute to combine it. I have 250 grams of caster sugar. I have 40 grams of desiccated coconut, 170 grams of softened butter, 170 grams of coconut milk, and 3 medium eggs. That would be large in the USA. And to get things started, we're going to put the butter and the sugar into the stand mixer, and we're going to cream them together. You could do this with a hand mixer if you wanted to, or you could do it all by hand, of course. Just extra effort to do it by hand. So I'll put the butter and the sugar in the mixer and we'll cream that until it's nice and frothy, nice and fluffy. So, with the butter and the sugar creamed together, I'm going to add the eggs one at a time. So with the eggs mixed in, I'm going to add the flour and the milk alternately. Now, if the eggs curdle the butter mixture, don't worry too much about it. It will come together with the flour, but if you're worried, you can put a tablespoon of flour in with the eggs and it will uncurdle them. So I'm going to put about half the flour in. And then about half of the coconut milk. And just mix those together on a slow speed. And as they mix, you'll want to scrape the sides down. Then add the remaining flour and coconut milk. And as that's mixing, sprinkle over the desiccated coconut. So that's mixed together. I'm going to give it one final mix with a spatula. Just to make sure it's all combined. And then we're going to put that into our loaf tin. And we'll just level that off a little bit. Like that. And then I'm going to bake that in the oven for 1 hour. So 60 minutes. Then I'll test it with a skewer to see if it comes out clean. If it doesn't, I'm going to leave it in the oven until the skewer does come out clean. If the if the top starts to brown too quickly while it's baking, I will cover it with some silver foil to stop the browning, but allow the rest of the cake still to cook. And I'll be back with you when I've taken it out of the oven. And we'll go on to the next step, because I want to put some more coconut milk on the top and then top that with some more coconut. So I'll be back with you when it comes out of the oven. Okay, well, I'm back with you, and our cake has come out of the oven and it's been out just for about 2 minutes, and it's baked nicely. It baked for 1 hour. The skewer in the middle comes out clean, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to poke some holes in it, and then here I have a little bit more coconut milk. I'm just going to brush that on the top and let it run down into the holes. You could pour it, of course. You don't need to use all, just a couple of tablespoons of milk in all probability is all you would need. This is just to give it that little bit extra moisture. As you can see, it's split in the middle, but these cakes tend to do that. Madeira cake always splits in the middle. Now you could try to avoid that by making a dip in the middle before you start baking, but I don't think it's necessary. It doesn't affect the flavour at all. And having just put some milk on the top like that, I'm then going to take another tablespoon or so of coconut and I'm going to sprinkle it over. You don't have to do this, and if you don't want to. And another thing you might want to do is maybe let it cool down completely, and then just put some raspberry jam on top, and then sprinkle coconut on the raspberry jam. depends on what you like. And I'm going to leave it like that and let it cool down, and leave it for about 20 minutes. Then I'm going to take it out of the tin and let it cool down completely, and then I will come back and we'll cut it and we'll see what it tastes like. Okay, well, I'm back with you, and the cake has cooled down and I've cut it, and you can see that it's nice and moist inside and has a very nice crumb to it. And I'll just have a little taste. It does have that lovely coconut flavour. Nice, moist and light cake. Very good indeed. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that will take you to the recipe on my blog, and I'll also put a link to that below the video. And I'll be back with you in the very near future with another recipe. So until then, happy baking.